we might be at a low point for NIO and NIO stock with sentiment. And the funny thing is I'm going to use Marcel Munch as an example of this. So first off, though, the only reason I'm even commenting on this is in the comment section, Urban Guitar Legend asked the question, asked for me to comment on Marcel's video. The video he dropped today, no, this is Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. And he says, apparently there was an issue with insurance registrations to where it's not lining up with actual sales. This is a good thing. Now, I actually watched the video earlier. I didn't comment on it. I gave it a like. This is the video. So if you haven't seen it, you can check it out for yourselves. And it's maybe, I'm going to say a half or 2/3 of the way through when he actually addresses this potential issue of Shanghai with insurance registrations. And there may be a backlog of deliveries that will show through later that haven't shown through on the insurance registration side of things. But here's my thought. I've got to take you back to yesterday, because when I saw Marcel post this on the day that we got the insurance registration data, I thought he seems pretty frustrated. And that seems out of character for Marcel. Hence my sort of speculation that we might be near the low point for NIO stock sentiment. Here's what he said. Onvo seems to be largely spearheaded by Qin Li Hong's team. I've always argued to tame expectations for early Onvo ramp, but after last week's Li Bin's statement about Onvo over NIO growth, it is imperative to show this reflected in numbers. Walk the talk. And that last walk the talk, I thought, oh wow, there's some frustration seeping through here. And so for Marcel, who's by and large a pretty logical, big picture overview kind of guy, to sort of share this frustration on weekly data that, by the way, we don't even get from NIO, I thought, okay, this seems like an indicator. Maybe we are finally at the low point with NIO stock and the sentiment. I think ultimately things play out as they should, but this is one thing I wanted to point out. Marcel mentioned it in his channel. This is the Telescope. Sean has this channel, phenomenal channel. I love this channel. It's always interesting to get Sean's take on things. Now, Sean used to work for NIO. Sean is the one, and I tried to find it in one of his videos and I couldn't. It was an older video where he said that NIO is actually the company that came out with the monthly delivery data. They wanted to offer that to people. So how interesting that NIO came out with the monthly data, and yet now we've got folks like Liato trying to push out the weekly data so that they can make themselves look better. NIO has actually said they don't like the weekly data, which again is kind of a reaffirmation for me. And I was surprised that Marcel expressed his frustration about the weekly data, knowing it's not coming from NIO. You know, my thought is really simple. We go to the end of the month, and you know, the beginning rather of the next month, after the full month is in, NIO will tell us what the numbers are. You know, the weekly stuff I've been tracking for a long time, but really just for indicators. Like, for example, I expect to see bigger numbers at the end of a month, you know, unless it's a holiday or something like that. That's what we've seen trend wise. So I don't know. This is just me offering a little bit of my opinion because I was asked. Finally, I've got Alibaba pulled up, because this is the other thing, and it's a super simple indicator. You know, if Alibaba, which is a very profitable company, has its earnings and stays with these low $90 per share stock prices, then I just don't believe that the sentiment is turning positive for Chinese stocks. So why would I think that NIO stock is going to turn positive in the short term, unless it's a short squeeze, which could happen, but I'm not counting on that. The reality is, if a very profitable, very well-known company like Alibaba is still trading at these levels, the negative Chinese stock sentiment is simply not over yet. And on top of that, it's so crazy that we would even see fails to deliver ever reported for Alibaba. But there again, if there is perhaps naked shorting going on, even of this very profitable company, well, it shouldn't be a surprise then. If we also consider NIO as not profitable, it also could be lumped in there as a meme stock, as an EV stock, as a Chinese stock, and perhaps getting the trifecta of the shorting. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this the worst that you have seen sentiment for NIO, stock, company, either way, since you've been involved? And if you have been involved since, let's say, the beginning, the initial IPO or that sort of thing, you know, I'd like to hear about it. I'm just very curious on this. Thanks. Have a great day. I'll see y'all again very soon. Oh, final thought. I was watching for updated fail to deliver data for NIO. We still don't have it. I do think we'll get some this week. Hopefully by the end of the week. When we get it, I will do a video and let you know what we're seeing, or at least, it's lagged, delayed data, but at least we'll have an idea after the fact what has been going on in the more recent. It'll be about a month out, I think. So in any event, have a great day. See y'all again very soon.